Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joel Duggan and we are in Satisfactory today, picking up where we left off just last night. As a matter of fact, I streamed late last night instead of in the afternoon. I had some other things to take care of, and we were working on the heat sinks and the cooling systems. Those are now being produced, stored, and then sent off to the overflow garbage bin in the awesome sinks. And then we were starting to work on the design and the decoration outside of the buildings, but ran into an issue where I really should go backtrack to the steel section and make sure I bring that up to snuff as far as the designs go, and see what we can do there. And it's probably going to involve making things look a little bit nicer around the doors, and having the outputs go onto the main bus in a more orderly fashion. We'll be able to go underneath the build and maybe tighten things up a little bit as well. So that's the plan. Nothing else new to report. There is a normal slew of podcasts out there. If you want to listen to a podcast about Minecraft, the Spawn Chunks is available wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And for sci-fi and fantasy work, you can check out things like the Citadel Cafe. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing those shows, and I'm excited to bring the new one. I actually recorded with Rocket the other day about the Superman trailer, some Pokemon stuff that his kids are into. Pokemon has now got a Lego partnership that's coming in 2026 with new sets. So we talked about all kinds of really cool stuff on the latest episode of the Citadel Cafe. That's been recorded, but it hasn't been published yet. But keep your eye out on the citadelcafe.com, or really wherever you listen to your podcasts, and you'll catch it when it goes live. So currently nighttime, which is a good opportunity for me actually to bring up my, I guess my Satisfactory modeler and show you where we are as far as progression in the build. Unfortunately, this has to open through Steam. So, yesterday we completed the, not the turbo motors, but the cooling devices here are done. The heat sinks, and they were part of the cooling devices. And then all the other hookups for the cooling devices are done. So turbo motors is next, production-wise. We have everything but the rubber. I've got to bring rubber back from Megatron, and I don't know whether that's going to be, probably going to be a temporary solution. So we'll have to look into that. I might have to rework how Megatron produces plastic and rubber. Right now we're just using the overflow, which is the polymer resin. And the polymer resin for Megatron only makes 200 plastic per minute right now, and 300 residual rubber. We can reverse that and make 300 plastic, but that's not a lot. That's not even a full belt as far as our belt capacity goes. So I may be better off to go make a plastic and rubber plant elsewhere, because we need rubber for the modular engines, and we need rubber for turbo motors, and we need rubber for, is it these guys? No, these guys need computers. Need plastic for radio control units. Yeah, lots of stuff yet, but in game I think what we're gonna do is focus on this chunk right here. I think that this needs to be polished up. I need to figure out where the power is coming in, maybe make a permanent decision here. Thankfully, we know that there are elevators coming, and so I can make a decision here as to where to put an elevator. I think if somebody wants to check, I'd be more than grateful. I think they're only a 1 foundation square, but I think we can fit an elevator like in this space, in the same place that there's the stairs. So as long as I keep my outbound stuff where I need it to be, we should be okay. And I don't know, if I'm producing pipes. Yeah, I've got pipes elsewhere, so I don't need this bin of pipes. We can restock our storage maybe. Wonder what our storage is like for pipes. I'm sure I have a double bin, I just don't have it here. Otter, hello, good to see you. Cosmic Dancer, hello, thanks for the lurk. Appreciate it. Yeah, we should probably move that in here. We'll do that right now. I'm noticing today that my frame rate is pretty gross. So hopefully this won't be too much of a problem. I think it's gonna be a bit of a cleanup day. Well, cleanup and building, I guess. That doesn't look like it's flowing. I'd say that's not hooked up. Oh yeah, it is. Just slow. It could also be the nighttime causing the frame rates problems. Cast the Craft Dragon, hello. Thanks for the lurk. For folks that don't know, I really appreciate the lurks. It's a great way to support me as a streamer and just passively increase the viewership that's happening on the channel. It's awesome. So these are coming straight down. I kind of think it would be fun to bring them across here instead of down there and put them into the side here. Don't know what's happening under here. Nothing. So we can probably do that. Easy enough. Because they're definitely going to have to move. At least temporarily. I do like the idea of having stuff come down the outside of the buildings. Unfortunately, I did not leave myself enough room in here. I guess... I could do stairs, maybe? Or ramps. Unfortunately, they all have railings. I can't really do half stairs. I never thought to try and like submerge these into the walls. Now that we have clipping, these are so old. They're still in the game, but like we could probably clip those in a way that would look good. They're still more than a half foundation wide though. feel like that's going to be all wrong now anyway. Hey, Blast Jordan, how's it going? So as far as the design goes, we do have some room here. There's space between where stuff is happening. And I did not leave myself very much room at the front, unfortunately. We can put a door out here. That helps a little bit. I don't want to just copy what we've got. I feel like I should do maybe something similar. Should probably mirror this actually. What's that? That's 4. And so this is why these are going to have to move. So we'll probably at least move them over to here for now. That'll be easy enough to do. Keep everything functioning while we work. Mark 4. Right. That should be pretty easy. We'll just reroute this. Get outside. Cool, that's moving. We'll get rid of this. And then that goes underneath here. So getting used to your stream times, since the Netherlands only changes summertime on the 30th, and then suddenly late to stream yesterday. Yeah, so yesterday was an anomaly. I don't normally stream at 6 p.m. my time. 1 p.m. Atlantic is usually the spot, and I often, have I updated? My schedule might be a little bit out of date. I think I updated it in the Discord. There should be a schedule channel. Let me check. Live schedule. The times in the live schedule should automatically change to your time zone. They're like little coded times in the live schedule channel in the Discord. The only other issue with the schedule is that the games are probably not right. I think I've got like Thursday Minecraft when I'm more than likely playing Satisfactory on a Thursday. These days Minecraft is like maybe on a Tuesday and then usually on the weekends. Summertime. I know what you mean. Summertime, daylight savings time. Yeah. I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant. This should be pretty symmetrical. Temporary, but it'll do for now. It would have been a lot smarter to design this all at the same time. I do find I've had to do a lot of backtracking because I was, one, indecisive about what I was doing when I was first designing the area, but then also I knew that Coffee Stain was making changes. Like I knew that we were going to get new buildables and stuff, so I didn't really commit to any one design. These are special situations. Yeah, they're... what am I making? Oh, what is Ballad currently making? Oh, I can't do those yet. I'm actually going out for dinner tonight. Got our regular monthly hangout with the guys at the pub. Don't know what I'm gonna get. I normally get a burger, but I might get like a chicken burger. Or something else. I can tell you now, there will be a couple beers. I'm not sure what it is today. I feel like my POV is closer than it should be. It's fine though, because I never change it. Did I put anything on the sides of this? I didn't. Oh, because it's deeper in. Aha. That's right. I don't think I want to do that because I want to maintain some depth here. I don't know if I want that door there. I think we might have to move some of this over. Oh, that takes up the whole space. I'm so glad they added elevators, because these are just annoying. Let's put the door over here. That way I can eliminate that. And I've heard that assemblers on switches are not super friendly. I don't think I necessarily need all these. Steel pipes. I can probably just remove this. And have them all hooked up to one. If I did that, then I can hide some stairs in the wall. So I could do something like this. And have the stairs come down like that. And that doesn't cover those. That's good. And where does the power come in? Power comes in through there. So really, I can just go down to any one of these. All of these top ones are just going to the connectors. So this just has to go essentially down to that one. And then if I hook, these ones are just all... How does this work underneath here? Got a door somewhere. There. So I did... They are separate lines? Yeah, they are separate lines. That's fine. I'll leave that there. They don't need to be, but I'm not going to redo everything. I will, however, just connect those up along there. And now I should be able to delete that, and that. Greatly simplifying what we've got going on here. And I'll just leave that the way that it is. And then I can bring this in here. This is going to be the ceiling with a hole in it. Did I bring these through? This one's actually not green. And I'll stop at the doors. No, they go through. Right, okay. Pork noodles, that sounds good. I might make a stir fry tomorrow. I don't know if I like just the black ones. I think I might like them better shiny. And we might have to frame these up a bit. Make them green for now. Okay, that looks okay. Yeah. Not bad. Now, do we want to have that continue to there? I think this might benefit from maybe having like a start position or something. You have this green on your walls, Otter? Wow. I guess we should decide. Well, all this is staying at that level. So we need to decide what's happening here. Probably just the same thing. And then we'll frame it out using these guys. Oh, that's fine, because that leaves a space in there. I'm okay with that. Looks kind of technical. I'll need something on this, though. Maybe we'll add some more lights. I need to do a little bit more, like, looking at the Devastator reference. So I've got an image I can bring up here for me. But I often forget about it. So I'm trying to, like, you can see he's got like little dot lights on him that are kind of like white or orange, and we're at like a section where like it could be like either his mid shin or like his shoulders. So I'm trying to grab different shapes here and there. I may even want to go to a different reference image for some of this stuff. It's a lot of overlapping shapes. I like some of the more simple designs. I do like the yellow. Yeah, I think that works. Yeah, I like the bright yellow. These are going to get shifted around. We have to paint all of these. And these are all going to get shifted to asphalt. And they're going to end up with different customizer pattern. And I don't know if I have a right color for this. Let's go with, I guess, 3. It's supposed to be matte. Doesn't feel very matte to me. And these have all come to a grinding halt because I've cut the power off somehow. Thought I had this all hooked up. Oh, because that's not a connection. That's why. And you're not still getting power. I guess there was a vertical cable coming up here somehow. What a weird way to wire this. Did that fix everything? Looks like it. Yeah. These are just full. Why are you idle? That's confusing. Why are you just not doing a thing? Oh, all right, fixed. When in doubt, turn it off, turn it back on again. I don't know if I like that red. We might have to rethink how we design the colors in here. I'm going to move these signs inside and out of the way. I'm sure they're probably important, so let's put them maybe in the room somewhere. Maybe I'll put them up here. Three of those. Copy and paste for the win. I've got this all in the spreadsheet anyway, but sometimes it's nice to have little notes in the world. No one knows what Past Joel was thinking. Past Joel was... I do find that sometimes I'll get caught up in... so, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll get caught up in like just producing the production line, and then just like, well, but why? Why did I push to produce it? There could have been better ways, you know? I find I get caught with the bug of completing the task, and then I don't stop to think, well, wait a minute, why am I doing it this way? Rather than just finishing it, why don't I finish it in a way that suits my future needs? And I seem to just power through things. Although a lot of the decisions, I have to say, it's nice to be able to give yourself the freedom to make calls like, I'm going to make this because it looks cool, not because it's the most efficient, not because it makes sense, just because it's going to look cool when I walk by. And I feel like I do that a lot. And I think it's one of the reasons why there's a general, I guess, appeal to the build. I still find the signs when you're using them for like labels and stuff to be far too washed out. I wish they were a little bit more cartoony, I guess. Like the levels of incremental change here that you barely see on the outside, it's silly. Like what you see in the interface is not what you get on the sign. Actually, let's do little ones. So I can get rid of these. Now, at some point, I probably want to be able to go through into the next area. Leave it there for now. Don't know if that's how that's going to roll, but we'll leave it like that for now. Obviously, this is next. Another machine. Why are you idling? I guess you're full? But you shouldn't be stalled. This is not taking things out, so obviously... I screwed up somewhere. Oh. That's weird. Huh. Okay. Working. I almost want the floor in here to be black. I still don't know about this green strip in the middle here. Otter, thanks very much for the lurk. Appreciate it. So I'd like to highlight this verticality. So I want there to be windows at certain levels. Now I think this is going to end up being like a full front window like that one. All the way up from the top. We will probably need to create a barrier here. And it'll have to stay relatively thin, I guess. I do like the idea of this being very similar. Yeah, we definitely need some space ahead of the window. So that'll work for the outside, but inside it'll look a little bit funny. So maybe inside, instead of this, we do ramps. So more light comes in, and then on the outside, well, it's covered up. And the window will start here. We do have more internal space. I could knock the window back. That's the other thing. We could put the window deeper. That's probably a better idea. I was really liking the idea of these kind of shooting straight out, but I feel like we might want to have them go out farther sideways. I was using the wall to do it, but I think we might lose that ability. I think I'd rather have a wider window. Yeah, that's interesting. I feel like that could be a different way to do it. And we'll have this up here. That does block off the power, though. These are all being powered by a cable above, which is a bad idea. I really should be powering these from below. I don't know if they line up. They might. Well, they should. These might have been cabled up before there was nudging, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to use a beam to cover this. Oh yeah, okay. That's probably the next thing to do, is to get everything powered from down below. That will eliminate all of these cables and really free up what we can do from a window perspective. And then I guess we really should have the window closer to inside. Why is that being weird? So we'd have to either leave this open. I guess we could leave this as like a second floor. Sort of like what we did over here. Leave a space. Yeah. Anyway, I'm losing the light here quickly, so I'm going to grab a break. If you're new to the channel, I take a break about once an hour. Gives me a chance to refresh my coffee. You can grab a snack, grab a friend. We're going to jump on the break train. I'll be right back. That worked out pretty well. Thanks, Otter. Appreciate it. I'm glad we put in this extra track. It makes things a lot smoother. Word Nerdify, hello. Welcome in. Got a lot of work to do on the back end of this base too. So I think I want to put a window there. I guess I got to figure out where a ceiling is going to go on this, and I haven't figured that out over here either. Looks like we wanted to put a door here. I think I can probably get rid of this. I'm so excited for elevators. One thing we could do while we're waiting is just turn this into like hyper tubes, I guess. So I want that to be a window. So this is going to have to go... I think we just need to reverse this. For now. Got no idea if that sign is right. And unfortunately, I guess the thing now is that we've got to do this whole power connection thing, so I can probably start to disconnect this and then reconnect this to that slowly. Treat this more like one room. This was unfortunately built before blueprints. Well, that, or maybe I just didn't do power with the blueprints. That could have been it too. Mistakes were made. Now these, I don't know if these are going to hook up to the right ones or not. They might. It looks pretty straight. They could probably be straighter. As long as I can hide it with a beam. I'm alright with that. When you've got this many machines, the holograms really are overwhelming. When you're like looking at all this stuff, like all the white lines. I wish they would give things different colors. Although I guess that means that we get control over the colors, but the game is what differentiates from one object to the next. So I guess it's kind of like a 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Did you watch this coffee stained stream hoping for a date? I didn't watch it. They said more teaser videos will come. I think one will be out tomorrow. Yeah, they tend to release stuff on Friday. I think because it fuels speculation and then everybody's got time to make videos over the weekend. I really think I should have made a reaction video. If there's another teaser trailer come out, maybe I will. I don't do those kinds of videos usually, so I don't know how good I am at it, but I guess you don't know until you try. Alright, so now we should be able to remove all of this. I really feel like powering machines from below. It's far nicer looking. That I think was the old screws. So now that's powered. I can connect these two. And I should be able to delete this and this. Now I just need to get this over to the other one. I wish there was a reverse button that you could press when you're building those tracks to have them go the opposite way. That'd be nice. I guess the thing to do here is actually going to be to take this up on its own side. So here we could use half foundation. Looks the same. That bugs me. I don't know why they decided to make that different. It's so dumb. Can I do that there? I guess I'll do it underneath. That was that power. So I need to move this inside briefly. That should be everybody back up. Yep. Oh, maybe thing to do here is going to be to go back a step. And then maybe this will be exposed. Kind of want to have the same window style, so maybe we'll do two and a half. So that's powering down here. Really, this just needs to come out to there. Oh, but then you see the inside wall. Wondering if it would be cool to have this be on the outside of the wall here. We could double up with the green, maybe. That's not terrible. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible. I feel like this might have to be lower. That needs to maybe be square. Probably have to wrap that up, make it look like it's going down inside the building. Actually, we could probably come down here. That's not bad. We've done that over here in places. Not sure about this. I'm just going to get rid of the stairs. What I'm thinking we do is we put an elevator like in between the buildings, so one elevator could get us up to both floors. They hinted that the community hasn't found all the new things in the latest video. Oh wow. I'm actually I'm tempted to hold off on a lot of this decoration. I'm really only doing the broad strokes. I think the finer details I'll wait. You know what, we got extra room in here. Maybe instead of having this be such a deep space here, well, I guess we've got this walkway too, don't we? I could continue this out here. I guess that's not a terrible experience. I feel like if this had less to go, then that's fine. I also am wondering if I can get this down into this space here, which I can. So it might be better, instead of taking this around, to take it straight down. My only problem there is going to be, are the floor holes going to give me grief? Because I could bring this down to here. Well, I guess it would have to be farther out, wouldn't it? And we could take that out through the same space, leaving this really clean up top. Yeah, like I don't need all that space. I think that looks pretty good inside. Now, if I was really thinking, we could try to figure out a way to do an angled piece here. It's difficult with foundations that have what's the word I'm looking for? Patterns on them. So that looks cool, but does not work up here. I guess there's also the ones that have the round holes in them. That doesn't really work either. I don't think we were connecting through to here, were we? Oh, maybe we were. Yeah, I'd be okay with having a couple of these. Like that. We're crossing the streams. We'd have to go back and figure out how to make that work at the bus. Then outside could go back to green. Satisfactory noob question. What is Devastator producing? Devastator is producing everything that you see on these belts. So we've got wire, copper ingots, there should be stuff on these. I'm not sure what's going on. There's iron plates, iron rods. The farther along you get, the more product we have. There's steel pipes, copper sheets, reinforced iron plates, motors, stators. Well, we're not... Stators are just kind of like a means to an end. We're not producing extra stators. Smart plating. We've also got... I'm not sure where all my other stuff is. So we've got aluminum... Alclad aluminum sheets and aluminum casings. Quartz crystal is being sunk in the awesome sinks right now. Short answer, a little bit of everything to be able to craft a little bit of everything. No, we're crafting a lot of everything. The only thing we're crafting very little of are the very high-end things. So when we get down to heavy modular frames, we're making like 10. But when we're doing fused modular frames, we're making 3. We're only making 14 cooling systems. We're making 30 heat sinks. But everything else is in like the 150 to 600. Depends on the needs. Sometimes things are not used for much, so they just get turned into other things. Like, for example, we're making an awful lot of these modular frames, but they almost all of them get consumed in the production of this. So this needs 7.5 per minute, although it's not getting any right now. Why are you... Oh. I'm missing a thing. So the problem there is that it cascades down the line and production and everything stops, right? But we've got these little offshoot bins for storage, so that's full of those. That's getting full. This should be yellow. Full of heat sinks. So we've got stuff around. The thing about Cass is the strategy is called like a mega factory, where I'm bringing in all kinds of natural resources, and it's within these walls that everything gets processed. In some cases, it's a lot better to process something on site. I would argue it's probably better to process your quartz where you find it and then bring it to where you need it. I would also say the same thing of Caterium, because Caterium, I think, ore to ingots, you get a lot less ingots, so it's easier to turn it into ingots where you find it and then bring it somewhere. The reverse is true of cable and wire. You want to get the ingots going somewhere, but then you want to produce these where you need them, because there's just so many of them that they saturate your belts really quickly. It's the same thing with plates and rods. Like, you would probably be better off. Like right now I've got a ton of machines in here making iron plates. Like, there's all these machines all making iron plates. I feel like I'd be better off to put the iron ingots back on here and then just pull the ingots I need when I need them. So rather than having all the plates go onto here like this, I think it's better to like maybe make the plates I need in here and then have the ingots go on, and then if I needed more plates down the line, make the plates in here. Although really most of the plates are just being used for the reinforced iron plates. So that's an early game example that might not be the best, but... Alright, so if we're going to take that down there, I feel like we might lose this space right there. Alright, so I don't want to do that. Devo, yeah, it is a big factory. Or Devo, maybe? So I'm no longer sure about that. I feel like these are both going to be over here now. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I don't think that's going to look good next to all of this. Nope. Maybe I've got this going the wrong way. That doesn't seem right. Yeah, this feels weird now. It was probably better before. I wonder what I'm going to do with these. Maybe these have to be... See, I've lost my inside the wall. And that's the problem. Yeah, really early game, it's easier to go slow. Actually, if you go and watch the Cybertron playlist on my YouTube channel, it's a 1.0 playthrough where I just started from scratch in the grass fields and just built a starter factory. Like I built a wheeljack transformer-themed starter factory. Delara resubbed at tier 1, 43 months. Doing math in public is dangerous, so we'll go with many months and even more to come. Thanks very much, Delara. I really appreciate it. Very kind of you, and so great that you've been here for so long. I really, really appreciate it. So we could use this space and have that go back. Then we just have to rework the power somehow. These guys are all powered from below, are they? Yes. The problem with designing your building aesthetically after you've designed it to function is that there's a lot of problems you run into? A little weird. I wonder if it would make sense to have like an angled roof glass part here. That's kind of interesting. Bit more depth going on. Oh, we've got a double wall there. Hold on now. I forgot I had this space. I only have it to there. So we could bring them out there, maybe? Or I could have them go down inside. And then just out here. Have this go around here. And we can delete this. This would all be green. And then we could have another spot here. So I could easily put them in the corner and showcase them there. The vertical lifts, I mean. You've watched the Cybertron build, and I've unlocked trains, but I'm a bit overwhelmed with the whole cleaner factory. Oh, where to set a cleaner factory. Yeah. I think that's where, I mean, if the things that I would do differently is I would go more with satellite factories. Rather than having a big factory, excuse me, doing one thing, or doing all the things. I would have like a dedicated factory doing like iron rods or something. And there's going to be situations where you're going to want to put your factory farther away anyway, because like you don't want any kind of nuclear power all in the same place as your other stuff, because that's just going to be problematic. I'm wondering if the thing that I've done here that's really kind of screwing me over is having this step in like that, as opposed to be beefier and up in the front. So if I bring this back out, I think that works. Still lose this space though. That's not so bad. And then I could maybe, I don't know, have this connect somehow better. Very flat. It's the only thing. Because then this could go down inside until we wanted it to come out. See, that to me just feels boring. And I think I've got this miscolored, right? Is this... Yeah, this is supposed to be green. That is the outside of the top 2 floors. It's only here that it changes. So we'd want it to be inside the walls there. It's like I'm trying to think fourth dimensionally, like it's so hard. I think we ran into the same problem over in that corner. The cool thing here is that we can then come out here and do something like that. I wonder if just one is going to look better. Nope. Not beefy enough. And we could have the roof come out here. And then instead of those going down, they could go across and then down. Which would be on par with what we did over here. Just going in the opposite direction. More like something like this, right? And that could be done on this space. We don't have to have them separate. So this is the spot where it's the inside of the floor below. But we could do some horizontal banding to keep that. Oh, losing the light. I need to have a spot to get off rather than going all the way up top. All right, folks, I need to grab another quick break. Grab a snack, grab a friend. We will be back in just a few minutes. We're way out here. I'm not sure whether I figured out the nitrogen gas correctly or not. We're just
Your
overproducing.
fixed employee monitor camera feed is frozen.
Oh, thank you.
Please ensure the monitor feed is live at all times.
Thanks for the heads up. Should be fixed. I was listening to them again, and they sound okay. The ADA alerts. I feel like they could be a little bit better, but it's like I want to make sure I have it right before I re-record everything. No, let's just walk. So rather than re-recording 3 or 4 of them now, only to have to fix them later, I want to see if I can figure out how to do it correctly the first time. So I like where this is going. I think what we need to do is have these come in here. Probably at this stage, so we'll probably move the door. And this corner back area here, we'll just have some stuff coming down maybe. Actually, I guess we could do it over there, couldn't we? Could do it there. Or we could just go right down to the ground. Oh, probably not. No. Okay. Limited space there. So what I'm thinking is that we bring these down inside. And we do that over here. And that's the outside. We could also just bring them down inside the wall. Hold on. What if they go out here? So then I only have to worry about this bottom part. And that wouldn't be too difficult. I really like this shape. And it's hard to see what's going on. So let's get this hooked up here. So that is going to be almost where it needs to be for both cases. Why is that moving? So that's going out. That goes down. This is going to come across this way. Sure. Now here it has to go into a floor hole. No, over here. Oh, wait a minute, I did that wrong. My plan was to bring it down here, wasn't it? That's even easier. This is gonna be not nice, probably. Yeah. I could maybe do a lift or something. Tight corner. How do I get around this? I do the reverse. I hook this one up to the other side. So across the streams again. That won't matter because you're not going to be able to see it. that's those two coming down there. And then we need to hook this up here. Goes into those. And now we just need to switch these two around. And then take this and put this in here. Alright, so those are flowing that way. Down. Out. And then we just have to disconnect these guys here. And that should do it. I do find the breaks, I do take them for stretching and stuff and getting more coffee, but I find they also help my brain get around all this stuff. Every time I watch Satisfactory, he says, Otter, I understand a little bit and get confused a little bit. It's a nice balance. That's fair. I think that's a fair assessment. So that is technically our power going up. We need to switch that. How do we get power to this node right there? I would say we should probably go in the wall. That looks pretty good. And if we bring the power in over this way, yeah. We can probably loop it around. Is this... yeah. How do I get that inside? So what I'm hoping to do down here is something like this. Although I guess I could move that out a little bit. Yeah, that has to stay there, doesn't it? So it's only this section that's going to be an issue. So maybe we can do that. Yeah, that feels kind of funny, doesn't it? I really like that shape. I don't want to get rid of it. Maybe this has to go higher? Is there any specific end goal for Satisfactory, or is it like Minecraft where you can do what you want? It's a little bit of both. There is a story and there is a goal, and you can see Sandy mentioned the space elevator, and that's it in the distance there. So we are working for the Fixit Corporation, sending parts up to space to the project assembly, which looks like that. And every time you submit X amount of parts, it changes and gets bigger. And we are at a stage where we are making super, super complicated stuff, so it takes a really long time. Maybe I need to widen this window. Yeah, if I do that, I can copy what I did over there. Okay, hold on. Let's move this around. I wish there were better. I wish we had like better connections for power. Like for floor connections. That would be nice. It's over here somewhere. Okay, so get rid of this now. Okay. Slowly but surely we're getting cleaner. Slowly but surely. All right, let's just take this out farther. Two, 4. I mean, we could really widen the window if that was the case. Oh, I should probably move where these are. Not even sure if these are accurate anymore. Thanks for the lurk, Dan. Appreciate it. Yeah, there's aliens on the planet. Not sentient, they're just animals. And then there is the administrative digital assistant, Ada. And she is the one that kind of guides you through. Sounds like this. You're 8, number 9.
Sometimes toes need to be stepped on for the sake of progress. Fortunately for you, I have no toes.
So Ada kind of gives you guidance and goals and things that you progress through. So we wouldn't have too much to worry about here. And then I could get rid of this. Actually, that wouldn't be there at all. And that makes the window bigger. I like the asymmetry better. Sort of matches with what we have going on over there a little bit. That feels a little bit beefier. I guess because that's not there. Yeah. And then we only have to worry about this one little section in through here. And I would argue the easiest way to do that would be to bring this out. Do that, and then this can just be green. So the only thing here is just this one little corner, and that could be easily faked either inside or outside. So if it looks better to do it inside, we could layer it up. So I don't need that there anymore. MindTripMedia with 100 bits. Thanks very much. Cheers. Appreciate that. So in the other places, for people that maybe haven't seen, I've got this little trim design that I kind of been laying into my factories, just to kind of give some interest. Keeps the wall very simple, but we've got about 30% detail and then 75% or 70% rest. So we could do the same thing over the other side, and if we did that, depending on the thickness of it, we might be able to get rid of those, or at least some of them. Don't need that. This is still relevant. And I don't yet know what the trim is going to be like in here. Just making those a color so I can see what's up. Right, I don't think it's going to be that thick. I think that's probably not going to be the case. We can maybe get one of them done. But then that would have to get changed. It's probably going to be easier to deal with that on the outside. And I feel like that's easy enough. I feel like we could just do something here. To cover that up. And I don't know whether we continue with that. Maybe instead of going up on the side here, maybe this kind of goes down, or maybe we connect it to that somehow. Kind of like that idea. That does line up with this quite nicely. I think that's all inside. Yeah. So maybe we connect those up. Maybe we make it part of that out port. Either way, I feel like that's a decent way to look at it. We may not want to make it that big, but... The King Nebbit, hello, welcome in. Thanks for the lurk. Alright, so at this point... This is all very much inside stuff that needs to stay inside. I think that's pretty good. I'm not sure if that would be better off as gray. No, I think I like the purple. I think we just need to make it maybe a bit thinner when it goes around the corner. It's a little bit better. Feels a little bit more like Devastator. Some of the purple angles and stuff. Alright, let's take this all the way up. not crazy about the black on that, so it might be better off to go with a foundation. Yeah, it's better. Hey, Zero, how's it going? So I don't know if I need all these layers in here. That is not a good way to do it. Let's go this way. Right. I will have to mess around with that. I've got some ideas, but it'll take a while. Let's... I feel like this is feeling very plain. Need to figure something out there. And then here, I guess we should do something, but I don't know. I guess we could do like a half foundation or something. So that's going to poke through inside, but that might not be a big deal. Actually, no, that kind of looks cool. All right. Win-win. Now here, instead of using walls, what I should do is get more creative with beams. I'll still do a little bit. This feels very tall. I want it to be not so tall. If I move this out here, no, that's not going to work. At least I don't think. So at that point, it doesn't really matter. I feel like I could probably use beams. Doesn't look very high tech, that's the only problem. The only issue I have. See, that works because it's large enough, I think. And it has like a lot of space around it. I mean, it's not terrible. Yeah, I don't know. Put some purple lights on it, maybe? Again, it feels like a barn. Like it doesn't feel as high tech as the other ones. I'm not sure why. All right. I guess we can just make sure everything on the inside is working as well. Unfortunately, a lot of the times in the game, you'll just end up making a lot of empty space. So here's where we could have some fun with this design too, and actually have this like frame the door. Not sure if we're going to stay with the red, but if we do something like this. Feels very evil. We could help this out by putting red lights in here too. Speaking of, it's really close to losing the light here. Trying to get ahead of the sunset, so some folks can see a little bit of the world in the light. One more time, I need to step away for a short break. You guys get to ride the train, and I'll be back in about 7 or 8 minutes. Let's try a different angle. Are we stuck behind the train? Oh, we are. It's one big block down there. I guess gotta add a couple of block signals. Yes. I might have run out. I might have like not had any computers or something on me. Usually you want to have a block signal at the start and the end of the station. But we'll put a couple down here too. That should solve that problem. Thank you, Sandy. So for anybody that doesn't know, what these blocks do is the one train cannot enter a block if another train is in a block. And the longer the block, the farther back the other train has to wait. So that's why we were waiting way up at the top of the hill here for the other train to go all the way through the station and come all the way back out, because everything beyond these two signals was one block. And so now it's 4 blocks. Should make things a little bit easier. And that's why along the tracks I've got blocks every 12 or so foundations, because that's the average length of a train. Or it might be the max length of a train. Sorry, not 12, 24. 12 is the length of a train, 24 is the length of my distance between blocks. Average. Sometimes it's 20, sometimes it's 18. But I try to do 20 to 24. Just out of curiosity, and this is specifically, I guess, for more newcomers, but how do you feel about the length of break that I take during the stream? I've upped them a little bit recently. It used to be 5 or 6, but now it's closer to 8 minutes. I find that's good for me. I'm just curious as to whether people feel it's a big break in the flow for as a viewer. Well, I feel like this is looking a lot nicer now. I'm happy about that. I kind of like the red. Do we do all red? Or do we go with something boring? It's a steel factory. Maybe we go more neutral. SweetSandi says I usually use them for bathroom breaks. Yeah, me too. Both for me and the doggo. And the doggos can take their time, so it's also nice to have time to make a night sandwich. Yeah, of course. That's cool. I'm glad it works out for you. I mean, if there's one rule, it's keep your mods fed and happy, right? I don't want hangry, cranky mods. That would be bad. Dan says the brakes don't bother you? Cool. I kind of want to go with the red. I don't know why I put this all up into the ceiling. Hmm. I would probably stop it here. Seems on brand. I think if we do red, we don't do red machines. Do like a burnt orange. That's maybe closer to the pipe color. We can always do that on the top floor too. I don't want to do the bright orange. I mean, they're pretty close. Kind of like neutral. These are all black, I think. I'm not sure what color they are. Yeah, black. Black and red? Or black and the orange? I think I like the orange. That way we can do the whole building the same. Alright, let's do that. There's obviously going to be a window or something back here. I would say probably in this space here. We may have to do some special treatment back here. Hmm. Oh, that was the inside. We could do that in here too. Worry about that later. Man, every time I do this, I think, I wish I could build this fast in Minecraft. Boy, would it be handy. So we're not going to leave it all this one height. We'll probably do a couple things to make it feel more interesting. Now here, we could probably mimic the same door. 5. Oh, but that cuts into the floor. Oh no, we can probably get away with it. Oh, do I want it there? Or do I want it next door? I guess it doesn't really matter. I think that's how I did it. Yes, this might not stay like this on this side. At a higher ceiling the other way, so maybe here, instead of an angle for 2, we do an angle for 1. I would be on my third west hill if I could build like that. Yeah, maybe. I think we need to add something in the side here. Oh, it doesn't show up. That's weird. Oh, is it higher? Yeah, it's higher. Oh yeah, that doesn't touch the floor. I just realized that. Does that look good in the end? I would say no, it doesn't. Okay, so all the machines are black. Everything else is painted. It's just the asphalt stuff needs to go in there. And I don't know. Try this. It's probably not going to look the best. That's better than the red, I guess. I kind of just want to make it yellow to match the machines. Oh, thanks. Yeah, the half stair is cool. I like it too. I like it too. I think we should probably go through and paint all of these. I think I like these unpainted. Gives a little bit of shine to what's going on. I'm okay with the black belts though. It's a busy spot. Now, unfortunately, I can't make a custom color the default for anything. So we have to do black ones. When you're working, it's nice to have all that open, but then when you're done, I do like closing everything up. You're not supposed to be here. Now I'm stuck. I'm really stuck. How do we get out? I've not thought everything through as far as access goes. Why are you stuttering? Must be full. Now, unfortunately, the only reason I do this is because I've started doing it in other areas. And it's nice to be consistent, but unfortunately in designs like this, it's after the fact, and I didn't really think it through, so you can't see it very well. This is why I'm wondering if I should go with something more like an orange or caution yellow. preferences in chat. There's also that color. That kind of matches the machines more, I guess. How to build a maze. Yeah, no kidding, right? Alternatively, we could also go with like a gray. Yellow closer to the machines? Okay. We'll do that. That matches the lights on the wall, too. Whoops. Have to do more of this. Probably really hard to see on stream, but there is like a black line that shows up. Oh, I didn't color these outputs either, or inputs, I guess. I've seen some really cool compact designs for smelters. Sorry, foundries. And I really wish I had done those here, but next time we need to do it. I really kind of like the idea of a black shiny part down the middle. I don't know, maybe this one is the one that has the really dark floor. I think I like that. that's all done. So the only thing I think that we need to do is just kind of figure out how long this is. 9, 11. And then this is also going to be like 10 or something. 10, right, because the door's in a different spot. That's fine. What I'll do is probably about halfway down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 is the middle. Got 1, 2, 3 there, and then 1, 2, 3 there. Just to give it a little bit of a different shape. I'd say we could probably do that sooner. And then maybe come down. And then squeeze in a couple of lights. See how that looks. Yeah, I think it's just enough to show you that there's something going on. It feels really far, but it is working. Maybe we just do straight across. I'm gonna just start at the back and we'll just mimic the same thing. So 2 in, we'll go up 1. Is that right? No. What did I do wrong? Place this light wrong. Sweet. Simple, but effective. Oh, I forgot about this area there. Huh. We'll probably cover that up. And then just have something here. Cool. Nice. I do like the idea of having these colored. Yeah. I think we're pretty good. I've designed roughly half of this. So really next time is just a matter of copy pasting. My frame rate is taking an absolute dive though. Guess we should take a look at this. Wonder if I can try something different here. Because I'm not super happy with this. Wonder what we could do differently. I mean, I think we still have to do the same sort of thing where it comes out here. I'm just gonna save 350. Wow. Steel. Redesign. Yeah, it's cool with the light reflecting on the roof. That's why I use the coated foundations a lot. Oh, so that one's going way over there. It is very bright when it's outside. What can we do here to make this look a little bit better? Inside, we can just mimic what we have on the other side here. And then we turn this one. This goes over here. This is a lot easier this side. So this would just connect to there. So we just go down. Goes along like that. And then we just have to connect these up. That should be good. We can get rid of the temporary stuff we built earlier. That should free up the outside. We just have the same problem with the power that we did before. Just copy paste. Oh, so that's different. We have to do that differently, I guess. That was the bottom one, so that's now over here. I am probably going to have to backtrack and figure out where all these go. I'm pretty sure I've crossed the streams, so they may be heading to different places now. I'm really looking forward to those new belt counters that we're going to have in 1.1. It's funny, we were just talking about that on stream when, like, the day before they announced it. It was pretty funny. I don't want to completely cover this because I want to make sure I know where that wire is. So I'll leave that open like that for now. That's the size of the window. Be nice to have rooms on all of these now. I feel like I just colored something I didn't mean to. We did leave some pathways. What's this? That's good. I mean, really, we could just leave this wide open. It doesn't have to have a wall. We could just connect them up. Maybe we'll just have a corner here. Depending on what's happening outside, we could just bring these both together. Just be a wide open floor. Like I'm missing something here. Right, I should probably leave that open. All right, power. That means we've got to switch these to be powered from below, right? Yeah. I should probably wait and do that next time. All the wall holes, yep. Well, we got part of the way there. I think it's a big improvement over what we had before. I'm really not happy with this. I think we could do something cooler. I like the look of these, but we don't have the room for them over there. Or we just make them like that and then have stuff come out the bottom of them. I don't know. We shall see. Because if we brought this all the way out, then this is only going to be a very tiny space. So, anyway, we'll figure it out. I am going to pass you along to somebody else playing either Satisfactory or Minecraft. Let me just see who's live here. Followings, excuse me. We've got no one doing Satisfactory. Looks like House of Meza is playing some Minecraft and probably doing some sort of factory thing happening. Looks like. Yeah, modded. It's a Star Technology mod pack in Minecraft. I have to run, so this will be a raid and run situation. Thanks ever so much for hanging out, folks. Really appreciate it. If you want to join the Discord, check out patreon.com/JoelDuggan. If you want to listen to my free podcasts, they're linked at joelduggan.com, or you can just look for the Spawn Chunks or the Citadel Cafe on your favorite podcasting app. And you can, of course, check out all of the VODs from the channel on Joel Duggan VODs on YouTube. Thanks to Sandy for the help with moderation and Cosmic as well. Thank you to MindTripMedia and Delara for the support today. Thanks for all the new follows. I'll see you back here tomorrow, 1 o'clock Atlantic, UTC minus 3 hours. Bye for now.